Today we react to the epidemic of performative couples made by 4D Shams. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, unless you've been living under a rock, a lot of these content creators have just been faking these couples and shit, you know, for content and shit, or you got people like these that just honestly, I don't even know why they're even faking a relationship. They're not even famous. What the? We finna get to the video, bro.
Most coupley thing ever. This is called a love surge, and we do this when one of us has like so much love in our limbs that we can't contain it and feel like we're gonna explode. So
this gotta be the fakest shit I've ever heard of all time, bro. Like this, like yeah, now y'all just added extra shit. What's next? Oh yeah, when you're dating somebody for a long ass time, your hair naturally turns blonde. You have a chance to go Super Saiyan because you love her so much. The rage of you losing her is filling up.
Sean is having a love surge right now, and he's gonna wrap around me and shake with the electricity of love until I catch it too and start shaking, and then you explode with a love.
Like this is the most fakest shit I've ever seen in my life.
One thing I can appreciate about that clip is the self-awareness, because I'm glad she acknowledged that shit was corny as hell. But believe it or not, as corny as it may be, there's millions of people out there who are tuning in for this type of content. The most obviously staged, performative, corny content. I mean, some of this stuff will even give romantic novels a run for their money. And I think the most insane part about this whole thing is that people actually believe clips like this.
And then we were in the car and he was like, okay.
But there's actually someone, no, he's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong. There's actually someone out there right now that probably thought that clip was real. Maybe like a 9-year-old or something. I ain't gonna lie, that shit is crazy.
Well, not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend. So we set a day for 2 weekends, 2 weeks in advance. What he did, right?
Least obvious engagement farming, by the way. Like, let's be honest, bro knows that the women in the comments are gonna be like, oh my god, girl, he's so in love with you. If he doesn't look at me like that, I don't want it. And I'm not.
Yeah, that is true. That's another thing too with these bro, when he's not wrong. When you see these TikTok couples and stuff, if a nigga or if a girl is looking at they, other and shit, just staring at them, they gonna be, oh my god, he loves you, bro.
Even exaggerating either. That's literally how a lot of their comment sections look. Yo, bro, record me looking at her like I'm really in love and I'm so infatuated with her. I low-key wouldn't be surprised if he literally gave the phone to the camera person and told him, yeah, get me looking at her while she's talking like I'm so in love with her, she's got me in this trance. And just look at all the women in the comments falling for this hook, line, and sinker. Girl, whatever you said, he did not hear it. He got 20 birds flying around his head. So this is...
we're screwed, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, we're screwed, for. But then again, I ain't gonna lie. Girls are just naturally more supportive. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You look at some Instagram posts of, girls who ain't that good looking, bro. You'll just see nothing but like hard eyes and stuff. Sure, I ain't the best looker either. But yeah.
This is love. I need a man that looks at me like this. See? They actually genuinely believe this, bro. That's all I want. The love in his eyes for you. And putting aside the fact that they obviously know that the camera's recording, I might actually believe this once or twice. But when your whole page is filled with content that looks like a scene that's straight out of a romantic novel, I'm sorry, I'm not falling for that. And if this was one of those things like WWE where everybody knows it's fake, but it's entertaining and there's like unexpected.
But I ain't gonna lie, WWE right now is shitty as hell, which I ain't gonna lie. I do got a second channel called MBT Random. I mean, I really don't care to promote it right now, but yeah, I'm basically making fun of WWE in a skit style, bro. If you're just interested, I'm gonna just put it up for like 5 seconds or something on the screen. If not, then I probably forgot. I ain't gonna lie.
Outcome sometimes, it's planned really well, so it's enjoyable. I totally understand. But no, there's people who fall for this type of content, hook, line, and sinker. That's part of the reason why these couple pages are so popular. When it comes to social media, there's obviously a plethora of different types of content. You got the gaming content, you got the gooner content, you got the family channels, you got the comedic content, and then of course you have the couples content. These couples who basically record their day-to-day lives and showcase how much they care about each other, all the things they do for one another, how deeply in love and infatuated.
Whole time off camera, they be arguing 24/7. I ain't gonna lie, whole time they probably just be doing that shit for the camera. They might just be friends. I ain't gonna lie, they could be best friends. I'm gonna be real with y'all, for they ass could be best friends. I mean, that's basically next up in line for like a relationship, but still, they could be best friends and shit and be like, You know, let's just make them believe we're a couple and shit. Just all you gotta do is stare at me for an hour straight while I'm talking about absolute bullshit, and yeah, they're gonna believe it. And this is proof of that. These comments are proof of that.
Situated they are with one another. Some popular white couples include Megan and Jack, Austin and Lexi, Sam and Monica. And then on the black side of couples content, we got De'Ara and Ken, Chris and Queen, Neek and King, Desmond and Christy. Mind you, none of them are still together to this day. And it's crazy because there's a huge portion of these people's fans. We got
De'Ara and together too. As I was saying earlier.
Chris and Queen, Neek and King, Desmond and Christy. Mind you, none of them are still together to this day. And it's crazy because there's a huge portion of these people's fans who actually are surprised that they're no longer together. They're actually surprised that the fake perfect couple persona that they portray online isn't real. And I don't know if it's because their avid viewers live vicariously through them.
Y'all might as well just watch Love Island. I ain't gonna lie. I never really watched it. I wasn't really interested, but bro, if y'all so interested in these couples, y'all might as well just watch Love Island. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, they genuinely delude themselves into believing that whatever they see on camera is truly how that
and this is exactly okay. I ain't gonna lie. This is you wanna know why a lot of streamers do girl content. This is why, bro. Because so many people be so engaged with girl content for some reason. I don't know why, bro. But yeah, whenever they got like a fake relationship going on with some girl, or like they're trying to like res them up on like the stranger shit with a girl, and it's like it'll be like some funny moments where they're like failing. Or like the girls like teasing it just for like the content. People be so interested though. Like I ain't gonna lie. Now that be the reason why they be doing this shit. Cause it's like free views from them.
Relationship functions. But the thing is, one of these couples will break up and you'll have people in the comments talking about, oh, I don't believe in love anymore. I lost all hope in love. As if they think that real relationships are like this melodramatic act that they're seeing on their screens. Brief intermission, y'all. I'm here with an opportunity for y'all to
shout out to 40 Chance, but I'm not shitting this ad. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm gonna have the OG video in the description if you want to get it. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie.
That couple who recently broke up. And honestly, after seeing clips like this, I don't even know why people are surprised that they broke up. I could have seen that shit coming from like 10 miles away.
Yeah, like. Oh wait, this shit right here. Okay, I'm gonna give you this, right? Some of these couples do be real. You wanna know how you know some of them be real? It's because some of them some of them do actually be having like kids and shit together and stuff. But that could be like their nephew or something too, and that could just be like just an act. I don't know, bro. But this, yeah. Come on, bro.
Christy, are those tongs?
I'm sorry, but at some point that had to have gotten exhausting. Because imagine every single day for years on end, over and over again, you're getting hit with similar pranks and you gotta walk into a room or walk into your car and act like you don't see the camera that's low-key right in front of your face. You gotta pretend like you're not expecting the prank that your partner does about the same time every single week.
Bro, during my last video, right? I know this ain't got nothing to do with relationship shit, bro. But like this is he's saying exactly what I said about this girl getting caught cheating with Clavicular in my last video, where she literally was being asked to be off the camera and stuff, and she didn't want to be caught cheating after approaching Clavicular when this nigga had a camera right in front of his face. Like bro, I ain't gonna lie, y'all gotta start realizing a lot of people gotta start realizing this shit. The camera is right there, bro. You mean to tell me they don't be seeing that shit? Like, bro, camera would be right in front of me. Nigga, the camera, like, for example, the camera's right here. I'm looking at the camera right now, right? Nigga, imagine me trying to make I don't know, like some type of real video, and even though it's like secretly a skit, but the camera's right here, a computer skit, bro. And I'm trying to act like the shit I'm doing is just real, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's just like, nigga, the camera is right here. And you just, I don't know, man. This, bro, like, y'all, the cameraman really is invisible, bro. Cause nigga, like, imagine me trying to make it say some shit I'm reacting to is like real in the moment, or like the way I don't know, bro. Like you know what I mean. I just can't explain it right now. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know what I mean, bro. I just cannot explain that shit right. That shit like a tongue twister. I ain't gonna lie, folks.
week. And on top of that, you gotta act like the joke that was said or made or the prank that was done on you is still as entertaining or funny as the first time it was done. I'm sorry, but unless you're some sort of A-tier trained actor, I don't think a normal person can keep this act up indefinitely. But all that aside, I genuinely do feel like you have to have a certain level of delusion to actually be entertained and believe this level of acting.
Hey babe, are you coming out here? Okay, let's see how long I can keep my hand here while the window goes up.
Wait. Hold on. Why was he standing like that? Wait. Bro, look at the car reflection.
Let's see how long I can keep my hand here while the window goes up.
Why are you standing like that? What the fuck? Look at the car reflection. Nigga, this nigga using like some type of superpower or something? Why are you standing like that?
You can't do that, you're gonna hurt you, break your fingers.
Okay, so dude walks into the garage.
Okay, wait. How the fuck did she do that, for one? If for two, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give it to. That's kind of like a funny prank. I ain't gonna lie. I might do that shit one day. But two, realistically though, that should have hurt her finger. So like, I ain't gonna lie. If her fingers actually ended, that should have hurt her finger. So like, I can't do no shit like that. I ain't gonna lie.
She literally explains exactly what she's gonna do, which, keep in mind, it sounds absolutely dangerous. So if he wanted to prevent it, he would have prevented it right there. He then proceeds to let her do it, but it seems like it failed the first time because the car seems to have some sort of safety feature that prevents her hand from being stuck. Whole time, dude is still standing there, by the way, letting her proceed. And then he goes on to say, you can't do that, you gonna break your finger. And I think like he went off script there and he had to get back on track. The scene switches to the camera that's behind him, and he low-key tilts his head, but not all the way, so he doesn't make eye contact with the camera. And then he has to do the same "oh no" type of reaction when her
This shit, yeah, he not wrong, bro. That's like if your girl had tried to prank you, right? And there's like 4 people, a cameraman right there, literally right in front of your face, right in front of y'all face, but y'all gotta act like y'all don't see it. That's like your girl tried to prank you with a random prank in public, and some random guy tries to come up to her, rob her, take her purse stuff, and she's fighting to like hold on to her purse stuff, and you just and the boyfriend's just standing there screaming, no, stop robbing her, like come on now, like nigga, if you don't like help her get the purse back, you just wanna tell her, you just wanna keep on screaming, stop robbing her, bro, and the robber's just wanna stop. That's like going up to a robber, robbing a bank, and who has a gun, by the way. That's like going up to them and be like, stop robbing this bank, and you think they just finna be like, okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna rob this bank no more. Like, come on now.
fingers apparently get chopped off. Like, bro, this is WWE level acting right here. And there's more.
What is wrong? You need to take off the scales!
When will this stop? Was he trying to send us subliminal messages? And it's crazy because at some point it became so apparent to see the point where he became completely fed up with the process of making content with his wife. I ain't gonna lie, dude was looking like he couldn't stand her ass. And the thing is, his little default laugh started becoming harder and harder to watch. Like, this dude will go from being dead serious to hysterically laughing with no in between. And for avid laughers like myself, you know that when you laugh, there's low-key a buildup. At first the joke sets in, you know, your brain is processing it, and then you giggle a little bit, and then you start laughing, and then there's like the peak of the laughter where like the joke set in and like you completely internalize it, and then you slowly like taper off. You don't go 0 to 100 like this. You see how that low-key looks crazy? And see, there's this thing that I think that people who are chronically online tend to suffer from, and it's something called object permanence. And just to explain object permanence a little bit, it's something that babies have where if they don't see an object or a person, they think it doesn't exist. That's why babies find things like peekaboo so entertaining or sometimes shocking, because you're literally disappearing and then reappearing. But the point I'm trying to make here is that these adults suffer from the same thing. They think because they don't see these couples arguing that their arguments don't exist. They think that since every time they see them, they're portraying this perfect relationship, that's how their whole relationship is. But in all honesty, if these internet couples were transparent, this is some of the things you would see.
Babe, don't touch me in places when I'm recording. Please. Okay. even use it because that's weird, babe. We cater to families.
And I think another thing that people need to acknowledge is that at some point these couple pages don't just become about the relationship. Sure, they might start that way, but at some point it becomes a business. Because when you include
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Motherfuckers could break up, but if that's what's getting them like famous and shit, then yeah, they might just keep on making videos together after an awkward ass breakup. Someone can get caught cheating, but they still want to be making videos together because their content's actually doing good. Honestly, what they should do is while they're making their couples content, also promote their individual content. That's what they gotta do.
the sponsorships and all the above, these couple pages can easily be bringing in millions. So I definitely feel like there gets to a point in the relationship where there's a crossroad. Do we record every second of our day and make content out of it so we can make this money? Or do we try to preserve our relationship and keep it authentic? And of course, there's probably a balance between the two, but I can only imagine it being very difficult to try to maintain that balance, especially as they gain popularity and more opportunities start to present themselves. Like, I can't imagine trying to have an intimate moment with my girl and then like there's a camera right there and maybe we didn't do something right or it didn't turn out as well as it could have, so we gotta rerun it. Or maybe there wasn't even a camera involved to begin with, but we reenact it so we can get it on camera. And then imagine having to do multiple takes. Those relationships are probably extremely stressful. And I think the archetype of internet relationship that I hate the most is the interracial couple. Whether it's a black man with a non-black woman, where you have a bunch of weird black men in the comments talking about, yeah, if it's not snowing, I'm not going, or go where you're loved. Or the other side where it's a black woman and then a non-black man. And then you have black women in the comments who are congratulating her, praising her for not being with a black man. I think that's very weird behavior. We've already had a content creator get exposed for playing into this harmful narrative. This content creator's whole spiel was that she was a single mother of two, and then this white man came and married her and basically acted like her savior. And then she was
The fuck is this, a Disney movie? Like, what type of story is that? So she had 2 kids, she was a single mother, she was broke, but this rich white man just all of a sudden came out of nowhere and saved her life and married her and said, all right, you know what? You're broke. Your kids don't have a father. I'll be their father. And she was just like, okay, is this a Disney movie? Like, what? Like, is this a Disney movie? Like, I ain't gonna lie. That's like, shit, I can't think of it. I usually have something to think of. I ain't gonna lie. That's like if you had a job interview, right, and your manager was asking you questions and shit, if you had like a bad background or shit, and that's like if the manager was like, oh yeah, have you ever done anything bad? Like, have you ever had any crimes and stuff? Oh yeah, I robbed a bank, I stole somebody's car and stuff, but I'm a changed person now. I don't do that shit no more. All right, bet you're hired. It's really that's really how dumb it is, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This stuttering probably gotta stop, by the way.
later on exposed that she was basically funding the whole relationship, paying for everything.
Deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend.
And hey, man, if she's bred it up and she chooses to be in a relationship with him, it's not crazy that she's paying for stuff. But see, that whole relationship got really weird when he did this. Reminder to take care of your families or men like us will. And then he proceeds to show a bunch of white men. Oh, brother. Way to feed into harmful stereotypes. And I think the only other internet archetype that might be just as bad is the pandering boyfriend or husband archetype. These relationship pages where the man will basically act holier than thou, pander up and down to women, and set some of the most unrealistic standards for the regular average man. Dude will post stuff like this and women will eat it up.
I ain't gonna lie, standards nowadays are fucked anyway, so.
100,000. Say I love you. Another 100,000 because I appreciate your loyalty. Another 100,000 because you're an excellent mother.
What type of WWE acting is this, bro? I mean, this is like Oscar wording. I ain't gonna lie. Like, best actor of the year goes to this guy right here. I don't even know his name, but he's definitely the best actor of the year.
And 50,000 just in case you want to splurge on me or something. I love you from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head.
And the thing is, a lot of times
They don't see that big ass camera towards the side of them. Like, come on, bro. Trying to act like they don't notice this shit. Like,
This type of content is extremely disingenuous and extremely disrespectful to regular hard-working men. Because no, your average man isn't gonna have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in the bank to give away to their significant other. That is by no means realistic. But the men in these internet relationships will try to make it seem like that's the norm, that's the standard. And they largely do this because they know that women will bite. It'll get the views. Women will be in the comments like, yes, that's a real man right there. When I would argue that the man that's working his ass off to provide for his family is just as much of a man, if not more. But with that being said though, that's really my biggest qualms with these internet couples.
Nah, they do gotta stop though, for real. But shout out to 40 Chance for the video. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie, if you like the video, like, subscribe on my socials, and we on the road to 1K. Wait, no, not 1K. See, I'm so used to saying 1K now. I am at 1K. I just want to say, yeah, thank God for 1K though. I ain't never expect to get to this far. We on the road to 10K now. 10K, yeah. I gotta get used to that. I ain't gonna lie.